kind of amazing. It's the film that keeps on giving, you know. I think that, and there they are. They're shooting the third Blade Runner now over in Europe, and I just go,
Mhm.
wow, this it's like forever. I I thought that they should have brought me back in the second one.
Hi, Joanna. How are you?
Jim, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Didn't think I'd
Yeah.
see you in a boxing thing film, but you know what? You're in this industry long enough. You find yourself doing certain things maybe you haven't even imagined.
I didn't see this happening, but life imitates art, vice versa. And I have to say that everything I've ever done, I've ended up playing. I was an antique dealer for a while. I played a French antique dealer in a movie that I shot in Costa Rica, not Costa Rica, Puerto Rico.
Uh-huh.
And during COVID, uh, I was a roller skater. I became a roller skater on an NBC. I boxed for 2 years, got in the boxing ring. So it's, you know,
Wow, I was going to ask you if boxing either in this movie inspired you, but you're telling me you've done this prior to the film, right?
yeah, yeah, I did. I
Wow.
boxed with the lightweight champion. And yeah, for 2 years, I wanted all that. I wanted my shoulders, I wanted my back, I wanted everything.
What
You
did
know,
boxing teach you? Like, what did you learn and gain out of it? I'm curious.
I just I learned to handle myself around some really tough people because I went to the rings. This was not something that was in somebody's garage. I mean, I literally went to the rings in Hollywood and over off La Brea Avenue
Uh-huh.
and those different places. And I'd see guys hanging out in the front with their huge dogs, with big chains around them, um, and I'd go up to them. I'd go, "Oh, look at your babies!" Oh, and the dog, and they think they're going to be all tough and
Uh-huh.
scare you to death. No scaring.
That's fascinating. Wow, that's so cool. Then this is manifesting, I think, your own life into the screen. It seems like in that case.
Yep, yep.
You know,
It
I
has.
think I would fight for Ving. I mean, he's a heck of a motivator. I mean, I believed everything about him as this coach and as this trainer. Did it feel like even on set, like this guy probably could do it in real life?
Oh, absolutely. He's tough.
Yeah.
Ving is he's got that voice and he's got that moxie. He's
Mhm.
done enough films where he's been around the guys. He knows how to do it. He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. And and he knows how to play it. And he also had a lot to do in the couple days that he did the work.
Hmm.
And he shot his things in LA. I shot mine in Brooklyn.
Oh, interesting. Uh-huh. Well, coast to coast here. But you guys did have interaction together, right? I mean, at some point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
I
Hmm.
was impressed with the lead here, Louise. I think she did the German version of it because it's kind of fascinating backstory about this film in itself, with the director and the lead actress. But she's one tough cookie too. It seems like. I mean, she looks like she put into work into this film.
She did. She's a natural athlete anyway. I mean,
Mhm.
that's that's a lot of her background. So for her to get in that, and she's very committed. You give her a job and she gets it done. Give her a task, she gets it done. She's German.
Yes,
German
get it
too.
done.
Yep, yep. Get
Did
it
you
done.
did you see the previous version of this film, the German version of it, or you came into this sort of with no sort of making it happen, there in the moment? Do you like to see something prior that maybe there is establishment something, or do you like come in sort of wide open with surprises in the way?
No, if I'm working with a director, I always look at his work.
Hmm.
It's
Interesting.
important. His style and and what he likes and how he ends up editing a film and, music, the whole thing. I want to see how he does it, what
Hmm.
his vision is, because then I can have a conversation with that person and say, God, I love that. I love that. And how about, are you going to duplicate that again? I ask a lot of questions because it's the only way to find out anything is just ask questions.
Have you always been this collaborative in a sense when you or when you're working? I mean, you work with some major directors, really, Scott Zemeckis. Have you always been like that sort of a actor that just likes to sort of, dig deeper in a sense, and have that sort of repertoire with a director?
The answer is no.
Interesting.
And and I'll tell you why. I didn't have the confidence before to feel like anything I had to say was terribly important. I just listened like a little girl in grade school again, and I tried to give them what they wanted. And as I've gotten older and had more experience, I go, well, let's try this. I know we don't have a lot of time, you don't have a lot of money, but this is the great thing about the young directors is that they go, she, she's giving me ideas and let's do this thing. Let's find her way and my way collaborate is exactly it. That's the word.
That's really fascinating. That's you sort of your experience and in the industry and sort of evolved and grew as an actor to the point where you realize there's different avenues to sort of getting where you need to go. That's really interesting to hear that.
Yeah, because perception is everything. I perceive in a whole other way that somebody else does. That's
Hmm.
why, today there are so many actors in the world. Oh my God, it's like I used to compete about with like 15, 20 actresses, and
Uh-huh.
now it's like thousands, literally thousands. And can you imagine? Everybody's got a different take on this. I don't know how casting people figure it out, except for I know a lot of them go back to what they've had before, which is
Uh-huh.
you know because it's proven and true. So, but with young filmmakers, independent filmmaking, you can play with all this. Once you
Yeah.
get the job, you're in, you've been hired. So talk about it, do it. Let's see it.
It seems like you enjoy that freedom of independent filmmaking, that sort of collaboration and the freedom to play, really, because you can do that versus on like some, bigger sort of studio stuff that, everything's so tight and, there's not much of that room to sort of explore. Do you enjoy the independent filmmaking these days?
Well, even The Brutalist, in its own way, was independent filmmaking.
Yeah.
That director Baker, he took forever to shoot that film, and he did, you know, it ended up being, it was a $10 million film.
Hmm.
And I thought it was phenomenal what those actors gave. And the fact that it was 3 hours long, who cares? It was the best work I have seen in years. And it's because he gave the actors the time. He wasn't doing this. Oh my God, I've got to get this shot by this time. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
He wasn't doing that. And that's independent filmmaking. That is the difference between studio stuff.
Hmm. I
It
mean,
is.
looking at your career too, you've been in this industry a long time. You had a pretty good career. If your movies are getting remakes and reboots, like Blade Runner and stuff, does it kind of give you a chuckle to see sort of movies that you originated become sort of remakes and reboots in this day and age?
Well, I do. It's kind of amazing. It's the film that keeps on giving, you know. I think that, and there they are. They're shooting the third Blade Runner now over in Europe, and I just go,
Mhm.
wow, this it's like forever. I I thought that they should have brought me back in the second one because I could
Agreed.
have been the human that they made the replicant based on. I
Hmm.
could have been a human person at my age walking through. Just a walkthrough. That's all they had to do was just show me as the human.
Yes, I
And
agree. And you
I
didn't hear
thought,
from him or anything, huh?
Yeah, I thought that would be fantastic to do that.
Oh
Yeah.
man, and what a missed opportunity, really. Looking back at that too. But do you like remakes in just in general as an actor and sort of a fan of film, of sort of classic things, or you think a movie should just kind of stand on its own ground and create new stuff?
Well, they're always going to do it, so it doesn't matter really what I think.
Right.
Who cares? But I generally what happens is they're never as good as the original. And I thought that, you know, I mean, the original Blade Runner had so much heart and so much. It was a love story, really.
Hmm?
I believe that it was a love story, and then the second one was really good, but it was removed. It was a little too cold for me. I didn't quite get it, but there was a lot of good stuff in it. It became an intellectual movie as opposed to a down and dirty, let's
Mhm.
live.
As I wrap with you here, how long do you want to do this? I mean, it seems like you're in a new chapter, just entering a new chapter of your career in a sense too. Do you want to keep on going and doing this stuff, or do you sort of see the end of the line where you just want to be like,
Boy, I've
I've
got
done
a good
the
point. Yeah, I do. I do.
you?
I do. I'll keep going.
Yeah. I think you should. That's music to my ears. I've enjoyed your work for years, and I think you're bringing a different element to your work now. With just the place you are in your life and sort of the knowledge you've attained. So this was fun to see you in this, and I look forward to more stuff with you then.
And you will see it. It's coming out.
Absolutely.
Great.
Let's do this again, Joanna. I know there's more coming for you.
I would love it. That would be great.
Thank
Okay.
you for your time. Appreciate this.